You see, folks, when the Bible says that this end-time generation is going to have the name of God on their foreheads, that means that they're going to have God's character, and God's character is reflected in His what? Is reflected in His law. They're going to have the law of God not on tables of stone, but they're going to have the law written on the tables of their hearts. They're going to have the law written in their minds. Now listen up. It doesn't do any good to post the 10 Commandments in courtrooms if they're not engraved in the heart. Because righteousness comes from inside out. It does not come from outside in. It does no good to legislate morality, because you don't change someone from outside. In order to make a lump of dough grow, you have to put the leaven inside, and then the dough grows. You know, I find it interesting that this week in Newsweek, there's an article that says that there's less and less Christianity in this country, in the United States of America. And this has caused an uproar among conservative Christians. They say, what do you mean this isn't a Christian nation? This is a Christian nation. You think so? By looking out there, it sure wouldn't appear like it. Christians eat what others eat. They listen to what others listen to. They watch television and movies that everybody else watches. They get divorced on the same level as others. They're filled with greed and accumulating possessions for themselves. They dress like the world. Everything they do is like the world. So how is it that we say that we're a Christian nation when really the United States reflects just the opposite? And people who are unbelievers, they look at us and say, hey, if that's Christianity, I don't want anything to do with Christianity. The fact is that if the churches preach the law of God, the need to have a conversion experience and to have God write His law on our minds and in our hearts, you wouldn't have all of the social problems that we have in the world today. In fact, allow me to read you a statement in Psalm 40, verses 6 through 8. Psalm 40, 6 through 8. After saying that God has loved righteousness and He has hated iniquity, notice what is it that instills that hate in the heart. It says in Psalm 40, verse 6, sacrifice and offering you did not desire. My ears you have opened. Burnt offering and sin offering you did not require. By the way, this is Jesus speaking messianically 1,000 years before He was born. Then I said, behold, I come. In the scroll of your book it is written of me. I delight to what? I delight to do your will. Why did He delight to do God's will? I delight to do your will, oh my God, and your law is written where? Within my heart. Did Jesus need all kinds of external laws to keep Him in line? No, because He had the law of God written where? In His heart. And God will have a group of people in the end time who have the name of God written in their forehead. They will have God's character. And God's character is written in the 10 Commandments, in God's law. And the Bible says that they will keep the commandments of God, including the 4th commandment, the Sabbath commandment, that says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. When the beast and his image are imposing the mark upon the world, God's people will say, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, no way. We obey the God of heaven. We keep His holy Sabbath, and we're willing to die in order to be loyal to God. That's what God's people are going to be like in the end time. They will serve God because they love God with all of their hearts, because the law of God is written upon their minds and their hearts. And I pray to God that that will be our experience, that God will write His law on our hearts.